Ever wonder how the Roman Empire, a civilization without satellites or smartphones, managed to control a vast territory stretching from Britain to the Middle East? It wasn't just legions and aqueducts. Behind the gleaming marble and epic battles was a shadowy world of unseen eyes and unheard whispers. Today, we re-pulling back the curtain on one of history's most effective and mysterious intelligence networks, the Roman spies. Forget the trench coats and high-tech gadgets of modern Roman spies were masters of disguise and deception, operating in plain sight. They were the merchants listening in at bustling port taverns, the diplomats gathering secrets at foreign banquets, and even the servants who heard everything behind closed doors. Their currency wasn't money, but information that could win wars, crush rebellions, and decide the fate of empire. So, who were these ancient agents? The Romans had several groups dedicated to intelligence gathering. One of the most famous were the frumentary asterisk. Their name literally means grain collectors. How did they go from managing food supplies to being the emperor's secret police? It was a genius move. As they traveled throughout the empire to oversee the grain supply for the legions, they had the perfect cover. They could move freely, ask questions, and observe without raising suspicion. A local governor planning a revolt! The frumentary asterisk would hear the whispers. A foreign king plotting an invasion. The frumentary asterisk would report back to Rome long before the first soldier crossed the border. These agents weren't just passive listeners. They were active participants in shaping events. They delivered sensitive messages, arrested political opponents, and sometimes carried out assassinations. Their power grew so immense that they became feared by everyone, from the common citizen to the high-ranking senator. To receive a visit from a frumentarius asterisk was often a death sentence. Their reputation became so terrifying that later emperors like Diocletian had to disband them and create a new, even more secretive agency. Entered the agentes in rebus asterisk, which translates to agents in affairs. This was the Roman Secret Service 2.0, learning from the mistakes of the frumentary asterisk, who had become too powerful and obvious. The agentes in rebus asterisk were designed to be more discreet. They operated as imperial couriers, a network crisscrossing the empire on the famous Roman roads. This gave them an official reason to be anywhere and everywhere. They were the emperor's personal eyes and ears, reporting on the loyalty of generals, the mood of the populace, and the secret dealings of the elite. Their methods were sophisticated for the time. They used coded messages or ciphers to protect their communications. Imagine a scroll that looks like a simple shopping list, but actually contains the details of a planned military campaign. They established networks of informants, paying for scraps of information with coin or favors. These informants could be anyone. A disgruntled soldier, a tavern owner, a courtesan in a foreign court. Piece by piece, these fragments of intelligence were sent back to Rome, where they were assembled into a bigger picture, giving the emperor an unparalleled advantage. Let's look at a concrete example. The great general and dictator Julius Caesar was a master of using intelligence. During his conquest of Gaul, he didn't just rely on the strength of his legions. He cultivated a vast network of spies and informants among the Gallic tribes. He learned about their rivalries, their weaknesses, and their plans. He would often know about a tribe's intention to rebel before they had even gathered their warriors. This allowed him to use a classic strategy: divide and conquer. By playing the tribes against each other, using information as his primary weapon, he was able to defeat a force that vastly outnumbered his own. Without his spies, the history of France and even all of Europe might look very different. Another critical role for Roman intelligence was counter-espionage, spying on the spies. Rome was the center of the world, and everyone wanted to know its secrets. Foreign powers, from the Parthians in the east to the Germanic tribes in the north, constantly sent their own agents into the city. The job of the agentes in rebus was to hunt these foreign spies down. They would watch the docks, monitor foreigners, and investigate any suspicious activity. It was a constant, deadly game of cat and mouse played out in the crowded streets and opulent villas of the capital. The reach of Roman intelligence wasn't limited to military and political matters. It was also a tool for social control. The emperor needed to know what the people were thinking. Were they happy? Were they angry about new taxes? Was a popular gladiator becoming a symbol of defiance? Spies would blend into the crowds at the Colosseum, listen to conversations in the public baths, and read the graffiti on the walls. This information was like a public opinion poll, allowing the emperor to address grievances before they boiled over into riots or rebellion. It was a way to keep a finger on the pulse of a massive, diverse population. However, this system of total surveillance had a dark side. As the power of these spy networks grew, so did the potential for abuse. Ambitious officials could use spies to frame their rivals. Emperors gripped by paranoia could use them to eliminate anyone they perceived as a threat, whether the threat was real or imagined. The line between state security and political persecution became dangerously blurred. The fear of the emperor's men created a climate of suspicion where neighbors spied on neighbors. And a careless word could lead to arrest, exile, or execution. This internal terror was a double-edged sword. It maintained order, but it also eroded trust and freedom, contributing to the internal decay of the empire. As the Western Roman Empire began to crumble in the 4th and 5th centuries, its intelligence network also fell into disarray. Communication lines were cut by invading tribes, funding dried up, and the centralized authority needed to run such a complex system vanished. Without the unseen eyes and ears providing crucial warnings and information, the empire became blind and deaf to the mounting threats on its borders. The fall of Rome wasn't just a military defeat. It was an intelligence failure. The systems that had helped build and maintain the empire for centuries were no longer there to protect it. So, the next time you think about the Roman Empire, remember, it wasn't just about the legions in their shining armor. It was also about the silent figures in the shadows. The spies who moved through a world of secrets and lies. They were the unseen architects of history, the puppeteers whose strings controlled the destinies of millions. Their legacy is a powerful reminder that throughout history, information has always been the ultimate weapon, and knowledge, the ultimate power. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the hidden world of Roman espionage. If you found this fascinating, do you want to forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the secrets of the past? Let us know in the comments what ancient mystery you'd like us to uncover next. Until then, stay curious.